Welcome to La Rosa Field here on November 4th, 2016, home of the Hermits, who tonight will welcome the Fighting Clan. What a great game. My name is John Pernatazzi. I'll be the color commentator. My partner, Rich Scarper, will do the play-by-play. The Hermits are 8-0. The Clan are 7-0. It's been a long time in that this kind of atmosphere has been around this neck of the woods, Rich.
Well, right now you see on the right of your screen the Fighting making their way to the field. 4 buses of students have just arrived, the marching band on the way in, and we're ready for a great night of football. As Coach mentioned, 2 undefeated teams. The Fighting Clan coming in at 7-0, the first time since 2003. Vineland ranked 26th in the state. First, St. Augustine Prep ranked 123rd in the whole nation and 5th in the state. So Vineland has their hands full. Be their biggest challenge, but I also think for St. Augustine this is going to be their biggest challenge to date too, Coach.
Yeah, they both teams have been schedule lucky, is the best way I can put it. They've played the teams early in the schedule that they had to win, and they won. No question about it. They won. Now the schedule gets tough for both of them. You've got Vineland playing the prep tonight. You will find out this weekend who they play in the playoffs. And St. Augustine always gets a tough draw when the North Jersey non-public schools.
Well, being non-public, you're competing with other schools that can recruit, and that makes it very difficult for them. But let's talk about come into tonight and you think we could have a shootout here with Vineland. Start with St. Augustine coming in averaging 44.5 points a game. That's the top in Old Cape, and followed by Vineland at 41.7. So you're like, hey, we've got 2 high-powered offenses ready to go tonight. But then if we look a little further down to fewest points allowed per game, they flip-flop in that as Vineland is first with 8.8 points allowed per game, and St. Augustine second with 11. So we have 2 very good defenses. 2 very good offenses, and as I tried to break this down this week, certain things lean one way or the other, but one thing we can't overlook is Vineland has had this dream season with the last 6 games being up by 35 points on everybody. This is a St. Augustine prep team that the last 2 years, the Vineland prep games, when we add those scores up, it's 98 points in the last 2 years versus Vineland, and 0 points scored for Vineland. So as well as this season's going, this is the challenge as we look at that packed house across the way. And you got to even go a little more to the left away from the band, and you'll see we're about 3 deep down the rail. Nice crowd here on the prep side, too. We've got a lot to talk about, and hopefully we have one heck of an exciting game. But as the captains hit the field, let's thank our sponsors, and then we'll get right into this. Let's start with the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 499 Italia Avenue in Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Larry's 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Patino's ShopRite at 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachma Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy at 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Coach.
Prep won the toss, Rich. Now we'll see what happens.
Well, one of the...
I think they took the ball, Rich. Yeah.
Well, I will say in watching pretty much all the prep games this year, and of course seeing all the Vineland games, we're going to talk about that lean to Vineland. And I think the one place the lean to Vineland is going to go is defensively. Vineland swarms a lot more to the football. They're a lot more aggressive, and they certainly hit tremendously hard. Now, for St. Augustine, they've not been asked to do a lot as they're pounding people like Vineland has. But in this step up, the physicality of Vineland needs to be there early. They need to be physical, they need to gang tackle, and they need to set a pace and a tone that hasn't been seen this year. We're going to quiet down here as we step aside for our national anthem.
And at this most important time in our country, as we prepare to choose our next president, we ask you to bless all of us. May that next leader guide us, be aware of those who live on the margins, especially those who serve in dangerous spots in our world. We ask you tonight to bless these young men. Give them a desire to excel, play fairly, and to represent their respective schools well. We ask this as we ask Augustine, to a loving God, lives and reigns forever and ever.
We ask that you remain standing and remove your cap as we honor the United States of America and those who defend our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem by the St. Augustine Pep Band under the direction of Mrs. Mary Lou Noonan. Conducting the band tonight is Senior Declan Barrett.
Well, I'll tell you, the atmosphere is outstanding here tonight, coaches. We joined you right as Vineland was entering the field. It's almost like you're sitting at the link as the team enters and the place goes a little nuts on one side, a little quiet on the other. But we are set for some football. Two set to collide. And let's start with that quarterback position for Vineland. It's Isaiah Pacheco. Quarterback percentage ranked number 1. He's 17 for 30. 384 yards with 6 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. Number 2 is Zamat. He's 48 for 67, throws the ball a little more, high completion percentage of 7% for 813 yards with 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Big receiver for St. Augustine Prep is Millville Zeke Ennis, who has 18 catches, or that's 18 carries there. I got to get his catches for you in a little bit. Receiving, here we go. Ennis 20. 371 yards. Vineland counters with Naheem Anderson, 13 catches, but for 357 yards. Naheem Anderson averaging over 27 yards of completion. Rushing the ball, it's number 1 all around. Dobbins from St. Augustine, 128 carries for 1,084 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's averaging 8.5 yards a touch. Seymour not as busy with only 70 carries, but his average is 8.1 yards. And when I mention these stats, St. Augustine, of course, has the extra game. We are ready to get underway with Robert Kling kicking it off. Back deep is Ennis for Augustine, and we are about to get up. Anderson and Reyes combined for the stop. Both of them getting off blocks and making a play. It's 4th down now. Let's see if the Hermits.
Rich. This is a long 5.
See if the Hermits.
They're going to.
See if they look for a field goal with Fonda Carroll. He can make it from there as the ball is officially at the 15, we call it, because it's not touching the 14.
I would watch Ennis on the pass. He's not even in there, is it? Yeah, he's
in the
wide.
slot.
We have no one on him. We have no
Banks
one on him.
trying to get somebody over.
There it is.
Zamont tries to roll to the bottom of the screen. He cuts to the inside.
He made it.
And he picks up the first down. Great run by Zamont.
Now it'll come off the wing.
As Coach mentioned, drive. We have just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. And as you mentioned, we had 20 seconds of possession time. It's a give to Dobbins. He's hit and dropped.
Good job.
That Cosby coming up and making the stop. And Ziegler. It was Cosby coming up and stopping him dead in his tracks. So 2nd and goal. See if Vineland looks to put a little run blitz on here. And maybe the Hermits will just try to pen the middle here at 2nd and goal, and
Well,
they've
been
not attacked there.
Awful successful running the ends.
But you're getting close that you may want to
Double wide out here. They're going to.
Zamont's going to keep it himself. Oh. And a touchdown as he extends into the end zone. Play misread by the outside linebacker for Vineland.
Five-yard run here.
Vineland in the right position, just the defensive player didn't come outside. Lost Zamont in the pile. So the Hermits get another one. See if they decide to go for 2 here to make it 14-0. And they are. So again, 3 receivers, no back in the backfield. It's a penalty. Offsides Vineland.
Oh, jeez.
So from the 2.5. See if the Hermits change their formation and gives them on a back. Don't. He's going to take it himself through the middle, dives in the end zone, converts the point. 14-0 Hermits, 3-7 in the first half. So Vineland offense going to get the ball for the 4th time, Coach, or the 3rd? 4th time? What do you need, Coach? Can't do that.
Rich, this will be our 3rd time. We've only had the ball twice. This half has flew by.
Yeah, and a great drive by the Hermits.
Yeah.
As they get 5 or 6 a pop with the tricky laid up the field. He's got to do a little better job on 3rd down, and I'm sure at halftime they'll address the problem on the edge. Now, I basically think those outside backers need to step up, almost like you would want your defensive end, and then squeeze down, not squeeze in and try to run back out.
They kind of out-manned on that corner. And Rich, when they put the wing over there, then they really got an extra man. And they, you know, You can't have an extra man blocking you. You got to match up. The defense, and I remember Bill Kuchar saying, you got to have 5 guys on each side.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy, you can put up someplace, but you gotta balance it out.
So the Hermits decide they're not going to kick it deep and just falling on it at the 30 is Vineland. That's a smart move because it had been Pacheco in space and Fondacaro, who could boot it into the end zone most often. They do the right thing, get Vineland the ball at the 30.
My God, Rich, I don't have much to say about this half. This is only our 3rd time with the ball. We shot it pretty good. St. Augustine 13 in our own 45. We've gotten down there, but we can't put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, both times Vineland had the ball too deep to punt, too far to kick a field goal, so they're knocking on the door. Definitely need to get something going here. Pacheco keeps it himself, and there's nothing there for him.
Rich, this is a very smart defense by St. Augustine. I don't believe I'm saying it. But they've taken away our outside. Look at the outside linebackers, where they're playing. They're playing 3 or 4 yards out wide, and they're daring us to run the wide stuff. And we can't. And they've got us outmanned on C44. He's on the tight end. And 3, look how wide he is, Rich. How wide they are.
Mm-hmm. Pacheco to throw. He floats it deep for Anderson. Oh! Anderson extends and gets a finger on it, but not able to tip it back to himself.
It's a pretty nice pass from Pacheco. He had him on a dead run.
And protection was good for Vineland.
Yes, it was. He had him on a dead run.
So is that what you got to attack, the seams on this through the air, the way they're controlling the outside?
Rich, it was up to, if I was calling the plays right now, I'd be pounding the ball. We have them outnumbered in the middle. But, by the way, the 2 inside linebackers are very good. But they've got that wing covered.
So while we have this timeout, I'll get back to that, Coach. Let's thank our sponsors as we get ready to head into the half. The Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Lab 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Patino's ShopRite, 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachman Landscaping, 820 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy at 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Big third down plan. Pacheco has the snap. He tries to scoot through the middle, and he's hit and dropped for a loss of about 7. Now St. Augustine will take a timeout as they look to get some more points, as Pacheco will be punting for the Clan. Well, Coach, coming into this, if you said Vineland's only going to punt once in the first half, kind of think that'd be a good thing.
Okay, let's talk about our offense. We're doing things that we have not done all year. They've taken away Pacheco, which is an excellent. They've kept him in the pocket. They've taken away Phillips by putting the wings out wide. So that leaves one person that could really do damage, and that's Seymour. And I don't know how many carries Seymour has, but I don't think he's got many. He's got 4 carries, Rich.
Yeah, and he was successful in the first 2, were pretty good carries.
Yeah. You have to take what the defense is going to give you. They're not going to give us the wide stuff.
4th down and 15 for Vineland.
And it's been weird. Seymour's not been back there on the last drive. So maybe he's a little banged up. We'll try to get a halftime report on that. High snap. Pacheco makes a great catch and gets away a nice high kick. It's going to come down and hit at the 50. And right there to make the tackle as a flag hits the field is Vasilios, Andrew Rapopoulos, but a flag on the field. What an outstanding job by Pacheco on that high snap.
Yes, he did. Boy, that was an athletic move to save that snap. I watched pregame, Rich. I always like to go see the kickers. And our snapper, 4 out of 5 snaps on his head. That scared me.
Personal foul on Vineland, Coach. Oh, and on St. Augustine, so they'll offset. St. Augustine in great position at the 47 of Vineland with 2:12 to go. Coach, I've been sending people all year long to 925 East Landis Avenue, which is a pile of rubble where the former Ducharmes was at. I saw Kerry before the game out there today, one of Vineland's best quarterbacks. He was a part of that 86 team, our second to last playoff team. But now at 9 North Main Road in Vineland, the former Fromia Party and West Coast Video building, right off the corner of Main and Landis.
38.
So first and Vineland can't give anything up here. Their backs are playing back a little bit, playing a little soft. Let's see what happens. Pump fake, pressure, outrunning Anderson. And down with the first down. What a run by Zamont as he gets around Anderson to the outside. And big yards on that play.
He has killed us with his feet. Just as Pacheco has killed the opposition all year with his feet, Zamont has destroyed us.
Here's Zamont averaging coming into the game 10 yards a carry with just under 500 yards rushing this season. He's going to go again. Datrell Williams tries to make a stop. Can't. Twisting, turning, diving down at the 20-yard line with 1:32 to go. I'll tell you what, when Zamont runs, he looks fantastic. But when he comes over to the sideline to get the play, he's limpy, he's gimping about. We got a nice shot of him there. But once that ball's in his hand on a live play, boy, what a great runner he's been tonight for the Hermits. Hermits in no hurry to get this, not give Vineland the ball back at all, but with any time as the clock continues to run at 1:15, 1:14. And back to the line goes Zamont and the Hermits. Zamont throws a quick swing pass out. And Dobbins steps out of bounds after a gain of about 6 or 7. 1:03 to go. Clock is stopped till the snap now. Not to have Vineland wanted, but they've gotten striking distance inside the 10, inside the 30, just not able to cap off plays. Pacheco's interception, one guy to beat to get in the end zone for an early score, so they've had some chance of regrouping at halftime. But the Hermits have executed perfectly, especially on offense, taking what's there, matriculating down the field. Very efficient offense. So 2nd and 5. This time Zamont's going to try to keep it himself. Gets to the outside, makes a nifty move before he's hit and dropped on the play. But positive yards there as Pacheco comes up and makes the stop. With 54 seconds left, St. Augustine Prep takes another timeout. They'll have one left now.
1st and goal, Rich. Inside the 10. To me, that used to be the worst spot in the field.
It's almost like a punishment.
You can't get it first. You can't get it. You got to score. Well, Vineland has weathered the storm a little bit. This is only the 4th time the Prep has had the ball. They've scored twice. If they can stop them now without a score, they will have done a pretty good half. But, they got to get their offense together.
Let's see if Vineland can get something going. We'll see a lot of that massive packed crowd across the way get a little more involved and inspire them through. One advantage I thought the Clan may have is their strength and size could wear down their opponents, but start with some momentum.
Well, you can't wear somebody down if you can't catch them.
Well, you're still banging up front,
Yeah,
Coach.
but
You're still hitting all the time.
Zamont's going to run again.
Again to Dobbins on the outside, picks up a great block, and he's down close to the end zone. He's going to be about at the 3-yard line, out of bounds with 43 seconds.
Backer out, and they have, 2, 4, 6 men up front. It's goal line.
Pacheco back to throw. He completes it to Naheem Anderson. Touchdown, Fighting Clan. That's the thing that happens when Naheem gets the ball. Excuse me. Was Naheem on that?
Yes.
Yeah, he after he catches it, he doesn't get tackled very often, very quickly.
16-yard pass play.
You were getting some help over there, and I thought I had the wrong number. I thought Harold got that one. Otis. And I was like, that looked like an Anderson. Good snap. Good placement. And there's the Vineland boot as Kling puts it through. Vineland on the board. Down by 13 now as it's 20-7.
Oh, shit.
Well, we're just over halfway through the third quarter. Vineland's held the Hermits to negative yards in this quarter. Anderson, big sack. Reyes picks up a sack and a real nice stop. Then the shank punt sets up Vineland right back where they left off, and they punch it in this time.
Okay, Rich, we stopped them cold on the first drive. Actually, they started on the 30, and they had a punt from about the 20.
There you are, Coach. Got my nice flight on today as things are turning around.
We on TV?
You're on TV again.
I want to make
we can
sure
see,
my wife
Coach's
knows I'm here.
There you go, Coach. Get him up there. You look like Richard Nixon there, waving
Wait,
those
let me
fingers
stand
like
up
that.
so make sure.
That's the quickest I've seen you move. So
All
your wife
right.
now your wife knows you were here.
Yep.
So Vineland to kick it off. They've climbed back into this one. That defense still needs to keep playing tough and keep stopping. Kling puts his foot into that. It's going to come down at the 14. Picked up. First guy misses, stays on his feet. Looking to get to the outside. Vasilios turns him back in. And there's a flag and a clip at the end of the play as it looks like Dobbins takes a shot at Richard Lane. But a nice return by Shamir Collins, who's been all over the field tonight for the Hermits. And a personal foul on the Hermits. Yeah, ball carriers down, and the block in the back happens. And kind of a little cheap shot on Lane there. Well, Coach, I'm not worried about playoffs for us, but defensive score here, I think I'd give if I had one time to get a turnover, if I could just pick one all year, I'm not saving it for Millville. I want to get the pressure on.
Right now.
So see if the Hermits go back to just attacking that edge of the defense. They didn't get it going last time. As motion comes to the bottom, they're usually going to run to that bottom. Reyes nearly jumped off, but he gets back in time. Cosby presses up into the hole. Vineland stacks that line of scrimmage. Zamont's going to audible out of it. Cosby drops out of it, and there's the give. And drop. Reyes again with a tackle for loss. Dobbins nowhere to go on that one.
Rich, we've changed up the defense. We've moved our ends outside. Anderson's on one end and Reyes is on the other. And we got 2 down men now. We went to 2 down men.
Good catch in there, Coach. We see Hales, who does play some defense. It's Hales
See Reyes
and
outside?
Ziegler inside.
Look at Reyes outside. He wasn't outside the whole first half.
And Lane presses up on the outside of the wing. Cosby shows blitz. It's a pump fake. Pacheco stays with him. Zamont looking for somewhere to go. And here comes the rush. And does he hold on to that? An outstanding catch by Jalen Decote. We have a player down, a Vineland player down. See a red helmet over there. As Williams and Hales go to help him up. That's not going to happen as the training crew comes out. We have a break in the action here with 4:11 to go in the third quarter. And it's third down for the Hermits, 3rd and 5. See, that time, instead of Vineland up trying to get to Zamont, they sit and control the edge and don't give them that edge to go through. Fortunately, it looks like just cramps as they're stretching out a calf. So that should be all right. Once again, thank you tonight's crew, Mark McGill, Kayla Spire, crew chiefs Brian Anthony Viola and Ryan Steinbron, and executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Masori, the school district's public information officer. Don't forget, we're on Comcast, Verizon Channel 9, and Verizon Channel 41, and also on YouTube live streaming, and then the game will be up there for you. Just go to VPS, hit the space bar, broadcasting, and you'll see all the Vineland action there as Pacheco has getting worked out on the sideline. So he's going to have to come out.
Rich, it's a shame we don't instant replay. I don't know the rule in high school, and I should know it. That man was out of bounds and came back in, because I'm watching him on the outside. And he could catch the ball once he went out of bounds.
So you can't be the first one to touch it. You know that. The official's hat should have been off if that was the case, if he thought he went out.
Well, the gentleman over this side has been out of the game the whole game. He's not.
Coach, you told me to stop you if you talk about
no, I
officials
mean,
tonight.
I don't mean cheat or anything. He hasn't spotted the ball correctly. He might be a rookie. Give him a chance.
Yeah, give him a chance at a lower Cape May middle game. No offense to those programs.
It's just that
third down now.
In a big game, you got to watch the things that happen.
5 for Vineland. Josh Garcia checks in. He's going to sit back at safety. Lane's going to hop up at corner. Pressure. The pass is swung out and breaking the first tackle. Trying to outrun Banks, who has scored some out, but a big first down on third down for the Hermits. It's like the old Eagles offense with Buddy Ryan, a little swing pass to Byers and up the field you go. So the Hermits convert a big third down.
Phillips had a clear shot at him for no gain. You got to break down, Rich, as you said before.
Especially if you got 5 yards behind you. You know you got 5 to work with. So back to pass again. The blitz is picked up. Zamont tries to get to the outside, gets more pressure, and he's escorted out of bounds for a loss of about 1. Packed house on the Vineland sideline. No room in the bleachers. About 4 deep all along the field. And the defense needs to. Now look, we're forgetting to put the 2 up now, but we know when to do it for the other team. I'm going to complain about the guy with the stick because he's not an official. But that's who I have to look at each time to figure out where the ball is and all.
He got it right.
And now he puts the 1 up before they even get the first down and loses his spot. 2nd and 11. Just over the midfield stripe. Zamont looks to throw again. He dumps it tackled and brought down about 7 on the play. It's going to make it another third down for the Hermits. It's been Zamont through the air. The first half was all on the ground. Vineland's defense adjusts, and those runs were now going for loss. So to the air, they go to their other weapon, which is Zamont and his receivers through the air, and he's executed well.
They attack the corner. Come on. Who's on this side? Anderson's on this side. Okay.
Nice hit and stopped by Reyes. Yet another tackle for loss by Anthony Reyes. See if the Hermits go to punt or if they're going to give Vineland a short field if they don't make it. And again, Reyes tackle for a loss of 6. It looks like a loss of 2 on the play.
No respect. If they go for this, they have no respect for us. No respect at all, Rich. This is where you come at them now.
I may go for it if I'm up 20-0, but after that Vineland score, and it's just a 2-possession game, Vineland's offense hasn't shown they can march down the field. So even if you convert it, you're putting Vineland in a position to make it a little easier for them.
6.
And a false start by Dobbins. Looks like he may have jumped, but nope, timeout. Yeah, I didn't see any penalty flag at all, but it looked like Dobbins got a head start, but the timeout was called. I think that timeout's going to work in Vineland's favor, give the defense a little breather, have coach out there, making sure they understand what they're going to be doing. Vineland got to look at the formation they came out in that time. What are you thinking, Coach?
They're going to try to draw offside, Rich. They're going to do the same thing as we did to them. Come on, where's Phillips? I want Phil. Oh, Pacheco's back. Come on, get up.
Zamont to throw. Anderson in pressure. He's got him. Wrestles him down. So not only do they go for it, they lose about 18 yards on the play. Let's see how far that official's going to walk up. Too bad.
No, not too bad.
That was a good spot. That's that Vineland defense we've seen all year. So Vineland starts at the Hermit 45. That decision by Coach Reardon, if Vineland can pop it in, could be a costly one. As Coach mentioned, you pump the ball, you give Vineland at least 80 yards they'd have to go. That would have been the best. And without Seymour in there, you're taking 80 yards is a lot.
No respect,
now you've shortened
Rich.
it to 45 yards.
They had no
Pacheco
respect.
to throw. Floats it now out of Anderson's hands.
I didn't like that play.
It was a little short.
You've been
that
running. Run.
So 2nd and 10. Offside Hermits. It's a lack of discipline by the Hermits here as they're thrown off yet
What
again.
I tell you before, Rich, that's a good 5 yards. that's better than carrying the ball for 5.
Certainly makes up for,
the
not picking up any
incomplete.
first,
Yeah.
for the incompletion.
That's twice they've done it to them. Oh, sugar.
Pacheco falls on it. The ball doesn't hop up for him.
Man, we've
It's
had
going to push Vineland back on their side of the field. Pacheco. Vineland's got to get up on the ball and get ready to make their play. So 3rd and long, the Hermit crowd wakes up. Hermit's looking to stop the Fighting Clan. It's a low snap, but Pacheco picks this up. He tries to outrun the pressure, and he's swung down and tackled. So just like Vineland did with Anderson and Reyes, it's the Hermit defense this time throwing Pacheco back for a big loss. As on this drive, Vineland has lost 15 yards. With 1:05 and running on the clock, Pacheco going to go back to kick. And they'll be in the defense to try to make a stop again. Well, some nice defensive tackles for loss today. This one, Vineland starts racking them up with 3 or 4 of their own. The prep gets a big one as Pacheco just not able to outrun the pressure. Low snap, Pacheco has it, hits a line drive down to the 30. Trying to pick his way through the middle and hit and drop. Nice tackle on the play by Lyndon Williams. But a patient return by Shamir Collins, who sees the lane and returns it into Vineland territory. Or just short at his own 48-yard line. Well, we got a score in one other game. It's Millville up 36-6 at halftime. To the top, inside, driving forward goes Dobbins. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just as we're whispering and you were mentioning the line judge there, I mean, picking up a few extra yards there off the hop. Reyes' shoe pops off. He's ready to go second and short for the Hermits.
That's the end of the quarter, Rick.
And that does it for the third quarter. Hermits on the move. Phillips in for Seymour has been running the ball very well in the third quarter, but the difference is what the defense is. And without Seymour there, the defense isn't worried about having to outnumber you in the middle, as you were mentioning before. Numbering you to the outside, because without Seymour there,